don't not knit often. When I do knit, I knit at Cat's Craft Corner. Those stitches. Hi everyone, it's Catherine from Cat's Craft Corner, and let's talk shop. So last time we met, we talked a little bit about the shop samples that we have here in the store and the yarn that we used for them. We've also showed some of the work in progresses that we have for the shop samples. I'm guilty. I'm sorry. My blocking pile is still a blocking pile. I will get to them this weekend, and I will have them to share with you next week. It's just so much to block. One piece at a time. I just gotta remember, how do you eat an elephant? One piece at a time. I will never eat an elephant. I love them too much, but when you have a problem that big and you want to solve it, what you do, you work at it one piece at a time. Essentially, that's what that saying means. So please don't think I actually eat elephant. Anyways, so I don't have any shop samples to show you today, but I do have my Nunavut Toque to share with you, and I am blown away by the type of support that I have been getting from it so far. I did not expect it to make the top 20 pattern debuts on Ravelry, so that was amazing. I didn't expect to make 5 to 6 sales within the first few days of it being listed, which it has. I didn't expect it to get 28 favorited 28 times, and it has. And the actress, Anna, bless her heart, she is amazing. She goes against the whole don't meet your heroes because you'll be disappointed. You meet her, and I haven't met her in person, but online we have chatted, and she's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. If you don't know who she is the main actress of North of North, of CBC show North of North, and she also played in Grizzlies. So she shared my post about releasing the pattern, and that small act, just resharing something of a designer of a local yarn store, it means the world. It helps us reach more people, get more people interested in the community. It really means a lot. So thank you everyone who has purchased the pattern, who has shared the pattern, who has favorited the pattern, and I can't wait for the total that I'll be able to share with you at the end of this month that I will be donating to the YWCA in Agavik, Nunavut. Hey, I said the city this time, and I did not screw up the title. Anyways, to further promote the acts of other people's goodwill, I am going to pass it forward and give my 2 cents worth on the game of wool. Yes, we are talking about the game of wool. It has been taking the knitting world by storm, and there has been some controversy around it. But keep in mind that this is a show that is competing with things like the Great British Bake Off, Is It Cake, the Great Flower Show, and a big shout out to them for trying to reach such a large target market. So based off of the structure of the show, it's noticeable that they're trying to bring in those that have thought about the craft of knitting and crochet but have not actually taken the step to try it. They're also trying to target those that casually do knitting and crocheting as a hobby, and they continue to have ambitions to reach those that view it as a avid hobby, where they make items for themselves or they make the occasional item for a loved one, and they may not do anything super technical or dive into the hand-dyed yarns, and they get most of their yarn from generic stores. Nothing wrong with that. I believe that if the fiber industry is strong, we're all stronger for it. So keep doing your thing. But that's 3 different demographics already. Those that haven't started, those that are thinking of starting, and those that are casual hobbyists. And they're even trying to touch on the avid knitter and crocheter, that it is no longer just a hobby, it is a craft. With intarsia, with different techniques, throwing in design development on the fly. So there are 3 episodes in so far that are available to watch. And in it, they've already done intarsia, they've done designing, they've done accessories, they've done steeking. Like, these knitters and crocheters are really stepping up to the plate. So while there are some technical issues, it's their first season, so I will say that, yes, I agree with Adam Cleveley. I've been listening to his podcast as well, and his co-star, that terminology in crafting is key. It is how we preserve the history and the meaning behind the different techniques as we pass it down generation to generation. So I do see why there's the issue with the whole Fair Isle comment. But again, they are trying to reach 3 demographics that don't necessarily know the history behind what Fair Isle is or the importance of Fair Isle. So I have to give them credit for at least giving a platform for people to speak up, to be like, hey, look, you phrased this wrong. It's inspired by Fair Isle, but it is not Fair Isle. This is what Fair Isle is. So in all regards, they're getting people talking, and that's excellent. They're getting people interested in knitting and crocheting. That's excellent. I personally really do enjoy the show, and I'm a crafter. So I've taken it beyond just a hobby, and it is a craft for me. And I'm constantly learning. I will never not be done learning about this incredible industry. So I will give them credit that they are making it interesting enough that I would recommend it for people who are even considering or don't know anything about crocheting and knitting. It is entertaining. So a little lightheartedness to go off of this. It is a game show, so talking about other game shows, my dad. I love my dad. If you've ever heard me talk about him, he's a character. So we were over having dinner at our house with my mom, my sis, and our partners, and we decided to throw on Is It Cake? For background noise while we waited for some of the items to finish cooking before dinner. I guess my dad was super hungry because it was when the walls spinned and only one item out of a full staging of different prop items were displayed, and the contestants had to choose which item was cake, and there was only one item. My dad, even hearing this, is just like, that's cake, that's cake, that's also cake, that's gotta be cake. Everything was cake. And it's just funny because it's like, oh man, you don't need to know the technicalities of certain crafts to enjoy the crafts. Like, my dad's fully in there, and it's like, everything's cake, everything's cake. Mind you, he's probably thinking about his stomach, but game shows should get people interested like that and give them memories while watching it with others. So I'm gonna keep watching the Game of Wool, and obviously, Is It Cake? But definitely give the show a try and develop your own opinion of it, because I'm also one of those people that loves B-rated movies. They're absolutely terrible in the best way. So that's me. Speaking of family, so since opening the shop, it's been very busy, and my family has been my biggest supporters. So my mom, my dad, my sis, my partner, absolutely biggest supporters. And since opening up for Sweater Weather, which is 6 days a week, I have not seen my partner very much. And I constantly worry if he still loves me. Yes, I know. Ridiculous. I know. But he did one of the most sweetest things recently. So if you watched my last video, you know my pets are my children. And I did not notice this when I came home from the social last night, that he had printed out a whole bunch of recent and older photos of our fur children. And he put them up in beautiful frames and put them up on this wall in our kitchen that barely has anything on it and is just blank. Randomly there in the kitchen, just blank. So I woke up this morning, I go into the kitchen, and I see these beautiful photos of it. So I'm going to insert a video right after this statement of my reaction to seeing them. And if you can't tell, my love language is acts of kindness and time spent together. So this really hit my heart. And yes, my Thursday social group, if you're watching this, I am gushing over my partner again. So, play video.
Thank you, babe. This was a lovely thing to wake up to this morning. These guys are at Old Flame in Port Perry. Oh, look at her Gilligan's birthday. Yeah, Athena likes my plant and doesn't like when I get angry at her for eating it. Oh, so cute. Oh, Zeus's birthday. Oh, this is their most recent photo of them together. And this was the day before it. Oh, my babies. Thank you, babe, for such a wonderful thing to wake up to this morning. It makes me so happy to see all our babies nicely up on the wall.
Well, so you saw the beautiful photos, and I have been very lucky to have that partner. We actually had a situation here in the shop on Friday that just passed, and I called him and he showed up, dropped everything he was doing. He actually had the dogs with him and showed up and came to help me work through the problem. So Chris, as much as I made fun of you in the last video, I do love you. So thank you for being there for me through all of my crazy knitting escapades. Knitcapades. Get it? Oh, that was a bad one. My dad would be so proud. Anyways, let's get to actual knitting. So while I don't have any finished objects with me, I do have 2 whips. I have one of my personal whips, which uses our Fireweed Fiber Co. Blueberry Jam and the Green Button Jar Neon Nubs. So the last time you saw it, I had finished the color work, the stranded color work section, and most recently I have reached the tail end of the mosaic color work. So yes, there's stranded color work, there's mosaic, and there's a twisted braid of sorts. So here is the mosaic color work, just finished, and I'm on the last braid part. And this is by Zanette Knit, and it's her Do You Yoke 2. She also has a tutorial on the ladder back jacquard. Yes, I now know the proper term, even though it must have been very entertaining to hear me try and say that properly. So that's the ladder back jacquard that I will be executing in this next section of the color work charts. So right now, just for context, I'm on page 15 in this pattern on chart D. So there's a lot of thinking that is involved in this item. However, I do not want to scare anyone from trying to do Zanette's patterns. They are absolutely fantastic and very well written. So this is how it looks so far.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
And hopefully I will have the remaining color work done by the next time we see each other, and I will be working on the main color, finishing up the body, and then I can show you what it actually looks like in full on, like a scrap piece of yarn. The needles I am using right now currently are a 2.25, I believe. They are very, very tiny. Very tiny, 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 tiny. She tends to use very tiny needles for her projects, which allows the extreme detail that you see in them. So these needles, just to confirm what exactly they are US 1 2.25 millimeter, and they are from Collage Square Needles, and they come with a 16-inch cable. So that's why I have like the smallest hole right now for the body of my sweater, because I'm working on a very small cable. These are usually used for items such as socks, so you don't normally need a very long cable. So yeah, it's interesting making a sweater with fingering weight yarn with 2.25 millimeter needles, Collage Square. They're made here in Brockville, Ontario. But I'm loving the process. It's making me think, it's making me learn, and it is extremely satisfying to see the results of all that effort coming together. And I can't wait to wear it. So hopefully the main body color work will be done next week and I can share that with you. And another personal item I am making, and it will technically be a shop sample. There won't be any other of this color available when I'm done, but the type of yarn and the way in which it's dyed, I do have others here in the shop. It's Araucanian Kettle dye in their Aran weight. So this is what it looks like. Focusing for you, but this is the persimmons, and I am doing a cabled cardigan. This cabled cardigan is called the Halmoni jacket. The Halmoni jacket is by Maya Déglon, and it is based off of Korean heirloom cable wear. And I am enjoying it because it is a saddle shoulder cardigan, and I have not done very much saddle shoulder constructions before. So again, I'm learning something new and I really enjoy it. Plus this will help me with understanding the way in which the construction works. So you make the two saddle shoulders, and then you attach them along the back side, and you continue to make the back paneling attached to the shoulders. So when you make the shoulders, the saddle shoulders, you actually still have stitches that are live. So you don't actually bind off when you're done the shoulder, you leave them live so you can pick them up when you're working on the sleeve. So I'm very excited to get that done. It is super bright, and I'm not sure if it's been noticeable yet, but I do really enjoy bright colors, mixing it up from going from dark tones to light tones. So those are my two whips in progress, and I have not worked on my cross stitch of the lab lately, just because I've been focusing on the Do You yoke 2 sweater a lot right now. But we do have another cross stitch pattern that will be as a work in progress coming up, and this is actually going to be done with the store. So we will have a SAL, a stitch along, starting in December, and it's a big one. So we are doing the Stardew Valley map, and you can have the option of doing just the map with the Juminos along the side, the map with the Juminos and the little island that is kind of like an expansion. So it's completely up to you which version you want to do, and we're doing it for 16 months, so we'll meet up once a month for 16 months for this stitch along because it is so big. And they have graciously made the patterns available for free and Pattern Keeper compatible. We actually were selling kits for this stitch along earlier in the year. That has concluded, so if you do want to join us for the stitch along for the Stardew Valley map, you can message us, direct message me. I will send you the digital files for the counted cross stitch pattern, and you can join us in the stitch along even if you didn't get the kit with us. And so just to go back, we do also want to hear your comments about what you think of Game of Wool, what you think of the structure of this podcast, and if you want to see anything in particular regarding what's going on in the shop or with myself. But we want to hear from you. We want to know how we can make this better and always looking to improve. But also, I started this store to be a community component in my life, and the knitting community, the fiber arts community, crocheters, felters, all of the above, embroidery, cross stitch, they are such a wonderful group. And the community, I want you to feel involved with the shop, because that's what the shop is. It's a third space. It's a community first. So I want to hear your voice. I want to hear what you have to say. So that's it for my personal and shop finished objects and whips, as well as an update on our cross stitches for the shop, as well as my personal cross stitch. So let's talk about what workshops are going to be coming to the store. So we have 4 workshops coming to the shop in December. 2 of them are on December 7th, Sunday, December 7th, and 2 of them are on Sunday, December 14th. The first 2 are a knit workshop. We're knitting tiny itty bitty sock ornaments. So they're about this big, kind of like part of your palm, and you can hang them on a tree, a mantle, or use them as a keychain. And we'll basically be using 2 US 1 2.25 millimeter needles to make them. And the workshop is basically bring your stash. We can provide you with stash if you want. It's a great way to stash bust because it uses maybe 20 grams, 20 yards, if that, of yarn to make. So come on in, we'll help guide you through the process, teach you how to make the tiny stocking, and you'll be able to use up some of your scrap yarn. And then the second workshop is occurring in the afternoon. So the tiny sock ornaments are from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. so it's 4 hours long. And we will have holiday videos playing in the background just to add some festive cheer. And then who knows, we might have snacks. And then the afternoon workshop starts at 3 p.m. till 7 p.m. and we are going to be crocheting snowflakes. So again, great way to use up some of your yarn scraps. It doesn't utilize much yardage, or it doesn't use up much yardage. So come bring your scrap yarn, or you can use what we have here at the store. It is fingering weight, and we will be crocheting beautiful snowflakes. And then on December 14th, it's all about the tiny sweaters. Itty bitty 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 tiny sweaters. Okay, they're not that tiny, they're about your palm size. So when they're finished, they're about 5 inches long from cuff to cuff, and they kind of sit like this. And the morning workshop from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. is knitting tiny sweaters. And then the workshop from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. is crocheting tiny sweaters. Again, you can bring your scraps if you want, or you can use the ones that we have here at the store. And all the information you will need is on our website. And we hope to see you. It'll be a really good time. It'll be a good way to bond with other people in the community. And if you just want to try something different, but you don't want to, say, crochet a full-sized sweater, or you don't want to knit a full-size sweater, or you don't want to dive completely into full-size socks, it's a good way to get an idea of what that construction is like, as well as get a fun little ornament out of it, or keychain accessory. So check out our website, sign up, come have a great time with us. This episode's not very long, but I do hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you again next week. So thank you again for joining me on Let's Talk Shop. If you want to know about our latest episodes, make sure that you subscribe below and click the little bell. And if you liked this episode, give us a thumbs up. All of the love is appreciated. So hope to see you again soon. Bye!